Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alicia and thank you so much for being here. Happy March 2024. In this reading vlog, our little read with me, I am reading a manga. This is called If the Villainess and Villain Met and Fell in Love. It has been translated into English. I've never read a manga before, so I'm super excited. I could not find a lot of information on this manga, and I don't know, maybe y'all can let me know if that's normal. It also doesn't have a ton of reviews, and then the published date seems to keep changing depending on if you're on Amazon or Goodreads. There's even a few versions of this on Goodreads. I don't know. This is very new to me. They come packaged, didn't know that, and since it's translated but originally a Japanese book, it reads from right to left, so I can't wait to get into this. But this seems to be the first volume in a series, and depending on where you look online, it was either published in October of 2023 or February of 2024, so I'm not sure. There seems to be a second volume already out, so I don't know. Y'all let me know. The author, also, I couldn't find anything about the author. So the author's name, and forgive me if I'm saying this wrong, Harunadon. I believe the author is Japanese, according to Google. So we have a BIPOC author. Very excited about that. But I couldn't find any other information. Also, the length of this kept changing depending on what link I clicked on. It's 180 pages, or it could be 224 pages. It doesn't even look to be 180, but who knows? I'm excited to get into this. Also, the synopsis kept changing depending on where I looked. Is this common for mangas? There's 255 reviews between Amazon and Goodreads, and it has between a 4.5 and a 4.7 star rating. So this all seems very promising. Just couldn't find a ton about this book, and what little I was finding, they were all mixed and scattered, and nothing seemed to really be cohesive or make sense. So with this, and again, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing the names correctly. It was translated though, but it looks like it is about a girl named Bridget and a boy named Yuri. And it's young adult, so I'm saying girl and boy, but I'm not sure how old they are. I wanted to say that they were in high school or college, but it just says that they go to the Academy of Magic. Not sure. I guess I'll find out their ages, but it says that I guess Bridget comes from a very noble family, and she's been made a mockery of her peers, I guess with her family and with the public, and then even at the Academy of Magic. I'm not sure what's going on with her. Apparently there was some sort of spirit contract, and the spirit was a no-name spirit. Again, not sure what that means, but I guess people made fun of her and laughed at her for that. And then she was engaged to a prince, and then he made a whole public spectacle about ending their engagement. So there's that too. So she's made a lot of enemies for seemingly no reason. They don't seem to be her fault that she's made all these enemies. Well, the only person that doesn't seem to care about her life or about any of these rumors is Yuri, because Yuri seems to have some enemies of his own, and some of these enemies are the same people. So he and Bridget kind of team up, but then I guess he's super arrogant. So then she starts to pull away, and then somehow they end up in a competition with each other, and it draws them closer together. It seems very bizarre, but I can't wait to jump into this. So let's just take it out of the package and see what we get into. Okay, I took the plastic wrapping off, and then I guess I started to read the story backwards and I didn't realize it. Again, this is my first time reading a manga, so I know you read it this way, but actually that was wrong. So maybe I don't know that you read it that way. But I started to read it this way. I opened the back cover, and then it gave me the copyright page, which that's typically how a book is that I'm used to reading. And it did say that this manga was published in Japanese in 2023, and then it was translated and published in English in 2024. So I guess that's why I was seeing multiple publication dates. But I thought, oh, okay, the copyright page, I'm reading it the correct way from the back. No, it's wrong. I'm wrong, y'all. Well, then I went to the next page, and it had the afterword, and I thought, shouldn't that be the foreword? And then I thought, whatever, it's semantics, it's fine. So then I started reading it, and the afterword on the left is the artist. The artist was saying thank you, and the artist hopes that we liked the way that the characters were drawn. And I thought, well, I don't know how they were drawn because I have not read the manga yet. And then I read the next afterword, and it's from Harunodon. It's from the author asking us if we thought the book was amazing. And I kept thinking, I haven't read the book, I don't know. And then I thought, am I reading this backwards? So then I flipped it back around to the front page, but I opened it from right to left, not realizing that I should do that. And of course, on the back of the first page was the table of contents. Oh wait, no, it's not. What is wrong with me? Why am I not understand? I swear I just saw the table of contents. Did I open it wrong? Oh, there it is. I had to go a couple of pages. So yeah, I opened it from the front of the book, but from right to left. I'm struggling over here. And then sure enough, 2 pages in, there's the table of contents. So I guess this is the way that I need to read it. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm struggling so much, but let's jump in. Okay, I'm about to apologize again because y'all, I feel so dumb. So this is the front, but you open it this way. So I understand that we're reading the book this way when in America I'm used to reading it this way, like left to right, not right to left. Well, then when you open it, do you also read the dialogue right to left? Because I'm reading it left to right and it's not making sense. Right to left seemed to make more sense. Also, it's more comic style, and this is just new to me. I've never read a comic book. I've never done this before. But it seems to be that Prince Joseph is breaking up with Bridget, and she's asking why. And he's telling her, I know all about your bitter jealousy of my friendship with Lisa and how you've been bullying her behind my back. And she's just saying, I've never done that. And he said, oh, so you're still playing dumb? But I guess you read it right to left, as in page style, but then on each page you literally read it right to left. I feel so dumb. I'm really putting this video on the internet, but hey, this is my first time reading a manga. But anyways, that's where it starts. But then you turn the page again, there's a little bit more dialogue, and then it goes to the title page, the villainess and villain who met and fell in love. And then you turn it again, and that's when you get to the table of contents, and then I guess the book starts, and the book is in black and white now. This is how mangas are. Okay, so that's where we're at. Okay, so I'm just a little bit confused already in the book, and it literally just started. So it's Bridget with somebody. I'm not sure if that's her dad, but it just says, Bridget, you have contracted with a no-name spirit. And I knew there was going to be something about a spirit contract because it says it on the front page. It says she was all but discovered for her spirit contract, but she's still competing with her rival. Her rival is going to be the hot guy Yuri. But she's contracted with a no-name spirit. And then you turn the page and there's somebody, and I guess it's her father, saying, if this thing were truly my child, she would have contracted with a spirit of the highest grade. So is he calling his daughter a thing? If this thing were truly my child, she would have contracted with a spirit of the highest grade. And she's saying, no, father, please stop. And I guess he's grabbing her, because he's grabbing her on this page, and she's again saying it, like, please saying it to stop, telling him to stop. But then you go to the next page and she's waking up from a dream, but I'm confused because she's saying, oh, that dream again. But then she says, it's been over 11 years. Why does it still hurt so much? And then it shows her hand, and her hand is tingling. What has been over 11 years since your spirit contract? How old were you? Were you a child? Because you seem to be a child here. You're wearing a school uniform. So what do you mean it's been over 11 years? Were you a baby when they were giving you your spirit contract? Because in the picture, I mean, I guess she looks super young. I'm sorry, they all look the same. Everybody's looking the same right now. But I guess she's very young right here. And now she's this age. So I don't know, what is she, like 18 now? So maybe this happened when she was 7. Maybe she's 7 here. And so it's been over 11 years since her spirit contract had no name. And then her dad, I guess, was disowning her and grabbing her arm. And then her hand is still tingling. I don't know. So this is what we're reading so far. I really want to like this. I really want to give it a chance. We're being thrown in and I need some more context. So I guess mangas just kind of flip around and go back in time sometimes and don't tell you. And I guess if you look really hard at the characters, they'll look younger, and that's your telltale that you've gone back in time. So Bridget wakes up from her nightmare that she's having of somebody telling her that her spirit contract has no name. I guess it's a low grade. And then her dad grabbing her. So she wakes up, her hand is still tingling, and she's thinking, it's been 11 years. Why does my hand still hurt? So I don't know. I'm just making up ages here, but I'm guessing, I'm just going to say she's like 7 years old in her flashbacks, and she's 18 now. I don't know, but maybe we'll figure out her age. But she wakes up in present day, and she has an attendant named Sienna. And Bridget's just saying, Sienna, I should have listened to you. Did you hear what happened at the party? And Sienna says, oh, the third prince broke his engagement off with you. So I guess Bridget has been engaged 3 times now, and all 3 times the person has broken it off with her, but I don't know why. And then we go back in time to when she's about 7 years old, and she meets Prince Joseph, this third guy that she was engaged to. She meets him, and she's reading a book, and he comes up to her and he says, oh, hey, what are you reading? And she's reading a book about spirits, and she's saying that she wants to be a spirit researcher. And he says, oh, spirits are so scary. And she says, yeah, they're scary, but they're also beautiful, but I've never been able to see mine. And then how does she word it when she's talking to him? It was really sweet. She was speaking really highly about spirits. So here, she just says they can definitely have their scary sides, but I think they're beautiful. That's why I want to become a spirit researcher. But I haven't been able to talk to my contracted spirit even once yet. And then it goes back into present day, and she's saying that Prince Joseph used to be so nice to me. I don't know what happened. And so now she, I guess, is trying to move on from it. I'm so sorry. Like, I want to keep checking in with y'all, but mangas are kind of confusing, or at least this manga is confusing, but we'll see. I'm giving it a shot. Okay, it's cheesy, but it's cute. So now all of a sudden they're at the academy, and once again, are they in high school? Are they in college? I want to say they're in high school. They seem very young. They're at the academy, and Bridget's walking around, and then Lisa shows up with Prince Joseph, and then Yuri is standing there, and Bridget's watching this from afar. And Lisa says hi to Yuri, and Yuri doesn't give her the time of day. And then Lisa starts crying, and Prince Joseph looks at her and says, Lisa, what's wrong? Like, he cares. And Lisa's bawling her eyes out, saying, he didn't even say hi back to me. He didn't even give me a big smile. Everyone always smiles really big at me. And Bridget's just watching from, it looks like she's hiding behind a locker. I don't know. Bridget's watching from afar. And she's thinking, oh my gosh, here's Lisa again with her accusations. Because remember, Lisa told Prince Joseph that Bridget was bullying her. And that's why Prince Joseph broke off the engagement. So now Lisa's crying and just saying that Yuri won't say hello to her and he won't smile at her. So Prince Joseph gets in Yuri's face, and Yuri doesn't care. He's like, what does it matter if I don't say hello and I don't smile? And then all of a sudden it says poof, and then a wolf appears. Looks like a wolf with shackles on its front legs, but it's just standing there behind Yuri. And Prince Joseph says, what is this? Why did you summon your contracted spirit? And Yuri just says, I didn't summon him. He appeared. He always appears when I'm in danger. So are we done here? And Prince Joseph just basically tells him to watch his back, and then says, come on, Lisa. So Prince Joseph and Lisa walk away, and Yuri is left standing there with his contracted spirit wolf, and Bridget's just watching from afar. And it's really cheesy, but it's cute. It's cute. Okay, so Yuri and Bridget they've met now, and then they've already gotten into it. They've already gotten into an argument. So everyone at the school keeps whispering about Bridget and just saying the third prince broke off the engagement. Also, I don't think Bridget has had 3 fiancés. That's how I was reading it. Everyone just refers to Prince Joseph as the third prince. I don't know why. I guess there's a line of succession, but whatever. Everyone's whispering about it and saying, oh my gosh, I can't even believe she's showing her face at this school. So then Bridget just starts thinking, I need to take back control of my life. It's very, I don't want to keep saying the word cheesy. It's just very loud and dramatic, and the look on her faces and I don't know, all the different ways that it's being presented is just sort of comical, which I guess this is a comic. But she's saying, I need to take back control of my life. I need to get my grades up, and I need to do my makeup differently, and I'm gonna get my doctorate in spiritology. So she goes to the library and she finds a book, I guess, that's gonna help her get her doctorate. And she goes to reach for it at the same time that Yuri is reaching for it. So they're both standing there and they're both staring at each other and their hands are kind of touching. And then the chapter ends. So the next chapter starts, they're still standing there, both touching the book, and then she sort of just starts staring at him and her hand starts dropping, and so he grabs the book. And then she gets mad at him for grabbing the book, and he's standing there and he's just reading it. And in her inner monologue, she's thinking, look at him, just standing there reading the book. He doesn't even care. This is quite dramatic. This is definitely a teen YA. I think they're definitely teenagers. And he finishes reading it very quickly and hands it back to her. And she says, oh, you're done with it? And he says, yeah, I've memorized what I needed. And she thought, how did he memorize that? And then it kind of goes into a flashback of people talking about Yuri and how smart he is and how he reads books in his sleep. And whatever it was in that book, he must have memorized it because he is a genius. It says the word genius. So he gives her back the book and he says, what are you reading this for anyways? And she just says, I like reading about spirits. And then he says, wait, aren't you the third prince's ex-fiance? And she just says, yeah. And she's holding this book, I guess this book that only geniuses can read. And so he's still baffled that she's holding it. And then he looks at her and looks at the book and looks back at her and says, I heard his fiance was an airhead. And so he's questioning it because he's heard things, but then the girl in front of him is, I guess, holding this huge tome. And then she gets mad at him for saying that and says, you need to have some social etiquette. Well, then the librarian pops up and says, hey, this is a library. Could you keep your voices down? And then Yuri looks at Bridget and says, yeah, you need to keep your voice down. How about you learn some social etiquette? Okay, so Yuri and Bridget are arguing in the courtyard outside of the library about neither one of them having, I guess, social etiquette. And Bridget's just saying, you shouldn't call me an airhead. And he's just saying, these are rumors that I've heard. I heard that you were an airhead. And then it goes into a flashback with Bridget and Prince Joseph. He is awful. He says, I like girls who look good in pink. I bet the inside of your head is a similar shade. And then he says, you should put on more makeup, enough so that no one can see the face underneath. And then the reason why Bridget is doing bad in school, Prince Joseph says, girls who do better on tests than their fiancés are just the worst. You wouldn't do something like that, would you? And then he says, just ramble on and on each day to keep me from getting bored. You could manage that, right? So she starts changing and becoming a different person, and everyone around her stops liking her, but he keeps praising her. And every time Prince Joseph praises her, it makes her so happy. And so that is why she's trying to turn a new leaf and become a new person and change her makeup and get better grades and get her doctorate, because she doesn't want to be, I guess, deemed as an airhead. And now Yuri is literally asking her, I thought you were an airhead. So they're getting into it, but I'm glad she's coming to some self-awareness. Ladies, don't let a guy do that to you. Okay, I don't know why I thought that the competition they were going to get into was more of a trial. I guess I was thinking this book was more of a fantasy, and it's not. So they're at the academy. They're still getting into it in the courtyard. Y'all, they have been arguing for pages and pages. He's very mean, and she's just trying to prove that she actually does have a brain and that she's not an airhead. And then he says, well, let's make it a little competition. Let's see who gets the higher score on the next exam. So that's what the competition is. There's a test coming up, and it's who can get the highest grade. So Bridget runs home and it starts going through some storage room, like a locked closet. And Sienna, her attendant, is saying, Lady Bridget, what are you doing? And she says, I need to get all of my study materials out, everything that I put away when Prince Joseph wanted me to act dumb and be dumb. And Sienna is so excited. She's like, I am on your side. I will help you with anything. I'm going to help you study. And I guess it didn't say what Bridget will get if she wins against Yuri, but if Yuri wins, Bridget has to be his servant. And I don't know for how long, and I don't know what being the servant entails, but Bridget just keeps saying, I have to win, I have to win. And so now she's just studying a lot, and Yuri is just kind of laughing at her because, remember, he's a genius, and so he doesn't really need to study. He has always gotten high marks, and Bridget even mentioned that. She said, you've always gotten high marks since you enrolled at this school. And he just said, yeah, I know. But she has not, because remember, she was acting like a bozo so that Prince Joseph would like her. So, okay, we are, I don't know, we're nearing the halfway mark. Also, there are no page numbers, so couldn't tell you how many pages there are. Bridget is in the Academy Library studying, and everyone's watching her. They're all staring, and they're all just saying, why is she studying? She's so dumb. There's no way she's gonna pass. She fails every test. And then Lisa is one of the people saying these things and seeing this. So then Lisa runs to Prince Joseph and says, hey, Bridget's acting weird. And Prince Joseph just says, okay, why? And Lisa says, well, she's in the library and she's scribbling like crazy. And Prince Joseph says, oh, you mean she's studying? What? And Lisa says, yeah, but she's so dumb. There's no way she's going to pass any of the tests, especially the next test that's coming up. And then Lisa looks at Prince Joseph and says, aren't you dumb too? Don't you not pass any tests that you're given? And Prince Joseph just kind of agrees with her. Oh my gosh. And then Lisa changes the subject and says, by the way, when are we getting engaged? When can I tell my parents? So now it makes it just more aware that Lisa was probably either A, exaggerating about being bullied by Bridget, or B, just completely lying about being bullied because she wants to marry Prince Joseph. And Prince Joseph apparently is on board. He says, look, we'll get engaged soon. Don't worry, I want this just as much as you do, but we need to let things die down a bit because it wouldn't look good considering Bridget and I literally just ended our engagement. So that's where we're at. And I don't know, I think we're close to the halfway point. We're about halfway. Lisa is going to find a way to sabotage Bridget during the test. And then Lisa consults some girl named Kira and says, are you ready, Kira? And then they're all taking the test. And then all of a sudden a spirit appears in front of Bridget. And y'all, it's the cutest little spirit. Look at this little blob. I don't know if you can, it's hard to hold a book the opposite way, but that little blob, oh my gosh, he's so precious. He, she, whatever. It's a little spirit. But it appears in front of Bridget, and I'm thinking, oh, that's Bridget's spirit, because Bridget keeps trying to call out to her spirit, and no one ever answers. But remember, it's a no-name spirit, but maybe that's what that means. So I was thinking, oh, it's her spirit. He's finally showed up, and he's a cute little blob. But no, the spirit starts erasing all of her answers on the test, so I guess that's how she was getting sabotaged. Well, then they get their scores back, and it's out of a 600-point scale. So she got a 538 out of 600. That's not bad. But Yuri got a 598 out of 600. So obviously Yuri won. But then Yuri was asking her, because he saw her test, he said, look, you were doing so great on all of these applications until the last one. What happened? And so then Bridget tells him, well, a spirit appeared and all of my answers started getting erased. And he said, oh, so someone did this to you. Someone made you mess up the test. You could have actually gotten a higher score. And she said, well, yeah, but it's fine. I just was trying to fill in answers as quickly as possible just so I could get some points, so I can get some kind of grade. So now I'm just wondering if, we're reaching the end of it. Sorry, I'm like holding it so strange, but I only have this much left. And so I just want to know if she's ever going to meet her spirit, and maybe there was a miscommunication, and maybe that cute little blob is her spirit, even though his is really cool. His is a wolf, but I don't know. Also, he hasn't said anything about her being indentured to him or being his servant, but also he's aware that her test was messed with. They're bantering back and forth, and it's so cute. And then he says, we're extending this contest. And she says, wait, what? And he says, yeah, we're extending it to the next exam since this exam was invalid due to interference. Aw, and also we're getting really close to the end, and I know mangas come out in, 10, 20 editions, multiple editions, so some of the reviews said that this ended on a cliffhanger, and I don't know why I forgot about that with mangas, that they continue on. I really wanted Bridget to meet her spirit, and I really want her and Yuri to get together, but considering it's about to end, I guess there's going to be more volumes that I would have to read. Okay, two things. So Lisa pretty much beats the crap out of Kira because Kira didn't sabotage Bridget's test enough, because Lisa wanted to beat Bridget on the test. Out of all of their classmates, and I don't know how many there are, it doesn't say, but I guess Lisa scored at number 87 and Bridget scored at number 30. So she's just hurting Kira. She's on the floor, things are broken around her. There's the animations going around Kira's head. It's kind of graphic for this cute little teen novel. And then Yuri walks by and sees it, and he hears them talking about it. And then Bridget just happens to walk by. And so now Yuri is aware that Lisa and Kira are the ones that sabotaged Bridget. Well, then it goes into the next scene, and they're in their spiritology class, and the professor is saying, or the teacher is saying, okay, for our next assignment, you're going to summon your contracted spirit because I want to see what type of partnership you've built with your spirit. And Bridget's sitting there thinking, but I've never met my spirit. I've tried contracting it or he or she for so many times for the last 11 years. I've never met my spirit. So poor Bridget, she's having a tough go. Okay, I'm confused because we know as the reader, and also Yuri and Bridget know, that it was Lisa and Kira that sabotaged the test. They summoned that cute little blob spirit and it started erasing all of Bridget's answers. Well, now they're in their spiritology class and it's the day of the assignment. Everyone has to summon their contracted spirit so that the teacher can see the partnership that's been formed. Well, Bridget sees the cute little blob spirit and she says, oh my gosh, it's the same spirit from my test that got sabotaged. That means the person who did this, the person that interfered, must be in this class. Where are they? But we know who they are. We know that it's Lisa and Kira. And she just wanted to know which one specifically it is. I mean, they were both in on it, but Kira's the one that was doing it. So it's Kira's spirit, I think. I'm pretty sure it was because Lisa was saying, Kira, are you ready? But why is she, I don't know, she's acting as if she doesn't even know that it's Lisa and Kira, but she does know. She walked in when Yuri walked in and Lisa was beating up Kira for it and yelling it out loudly that she sabotaged her, but not good enough because Bridget still got a higher score. Okay, why is this happening right now? Okay, it just ended. The manga ended. They're out on the lawn or the courtyard, whatever you want to call it. They're with their teacher professor. She's getting everyone to summon their spirits. She gets to Bridget. Bridget obviously can't summon her spirit. And then the class president starts making fun of Bridget and just saying, why does she even go to this academy? And then the teacher gets mad at the class president and says, look, you just need to go. Just leave. Go have a cool down. You need to be a lot nicer. I am here to teach and help people. So you need to stop making fun of Bridget. And then the class president just starts going off. He is just screaming and losing it. His spirit appears and also seems to be losing it. Yuri is inside. I guess he has a different class. He's not in spiritology right now. Yuri sees this from the window and he's thinking, what the heck is going on? And what is the class president's spirit about to do? Because I guess if you get riled up, your spirit gets riled up. And then the story ended. So, okay, I guess I would have to purchase volume 2 to find out. Okay, honestly, I'm not gonna purchase the second volume. I mean, this was cute, but it's definitely a comic. This is a comic book. It wasn't really for me. It was a cute story. I mean, I was thinking maybe I would give it a 4-star if they ended up together, but they don't even end up together. But I have to remember, there's always, I keep saying editions, it's volumes. There's always more volumes with manga, so I really want to rate it a 3, but I guess I would give it a 4-star. It is really cute and you can continue with it. I don't think manga is for me, but I'm glad that I tried. I mean, if there's one that y'all want me to read, maybe I'll give it a shot, but I mean, this one, it was super cute. If the villainess and villain met and fell in love. Well, okay, they didn't fall in love yet, not in volume 1, but I don't know. I guess I'll stick with the 4-star, but thanks for coming along on this 1-day journey with me. Normally it takes me days to read books. I didn't realize this one would fly by. It's also a comic book, so it's more pictures on pages than words on pages. But thanks so much for being here, and I will see y'all in my next one. Bye.